I draw an archetype card every morning just to see what comes up and see whether that resonates with me or doesn't resonate at all, whether I'm like, or whether I'm like, you know. So today the card I drew was athlete. And the description is not just pure athlete, it's dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower, and strength of spirit. But when I think of athlete, so I am a childhood classical musician, and all of my kind of um, analogies come from that training. And my man is an ex-professional athlete, and it's always interesting to me to hear how much those two things so correlate. So I am certainly not a childhood athlete, like the furthest thing from it. I finally kind of discovered the joy of pushing my body after my marriage ended. I really just perfunctorily, I always danced, but besides that, there was no pushing of the limits. Um, I just really kind of kept myself safe, and probably was mostly just disembodied, not living in my body. But what comes first and foremost to my mind when I hear the word athlete, and then also, we look at the accolades of personal achievement, right? That we've just been watching go on with the 61st home run of Aaron Boone. But I will tell you, you get to that home run, 61, just like you get to everything else. And that's with the reps every day. Now, I just don't mean getting in the gym and doing like 100 push ups and sit ups. Yes, I do think you need to move your body every day. But it's just as important to do that when you started this journey of self-discovery. You can't cram. You need to do a little piece of work on yourself every day. And in those reps, including connection with God daily, not only does your natural level upgrade, of course, everything is practice. The most talented people in the world practice to elevate their talent. They might start with a certain amount of natural talent. Sure, I don't argue with that. But if you do not do the reps and put the time in, you will be outplayed and outclassed by someone who maybe is not as talented as you, but will do the reps and put in the work every day. It's daily. It is a daily thing, and that daily is so important. Now, there's no perfection. I'm not saying I am perfect. I'm not saying I hit these things every day. I think I probably hit out of I always talk about the 4 quadrants of our lives. I really do work hard to touch on one of those things every day. If I don't go to the gym, I take a walk. And they're not all extreme. Some of them are very subtle. A moment of prayer doesn't need to take forever. I don't always have the moment to meditate, but I always have the moment to pray. And I always have the moment to connect or reconnect if I feel disconnected. There is a moment in your day to reach out for someone in your life and tell them that you appreciate that they're there. There is time for that. There is time for that. Don't scroll. Send a message, a personal message. And as far as your soul's purpose is concerned, the only way that you can fulfill that here on earth is by doing your personal work first. Because if you are not aware of the ego stories and all the things that are going to come up for you, you will never be able to exhibit what you were given purely. There's always going to be human marbled in. That's the beauty of our experience. But if you are here, and I believe that each of us is here, and I don't mean that each of us is supposed to be broadcasting or each of us is supposed to be an entrepreneur or each of us is supposed to be groundbreaking in every way. No, 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 no. Maybe your gift is you are an amazing mother and you are nurturing your children. That is a complete art and gift. Maybe you're an amazing baker and the way you show love for your people is that you put love into what you make. I'm a knitter. Everything I knit is woven in, every stitch, with who I'm making it for and the intention with which I made it. You absolutely do not have to drive a Lamborghini so let me correct that. Or if production is your like groove and you're really good at it, go fucking drive that Lamborghini. I have no problem with material wealth. I think it actually is very much so a manifestation, the outward manifestation of you fulfilling what you're supposed to be doing, because you cannot make that if you don't believe in what you're doing. You don't get to that level until you are passionate about your mission. And, we're all kind of finding our way. I don't know. I can't tell you with like a complete arrow point exactly what my mission is. I'm getting better at knowing what it's not. I'm getting better at connecting with what feels more in integrity and in alignment with that. I know the aspects of it, but it shapes as I go. Daily, every day. We're nearing the point where I'm about to hit 365 consecutive uploads. And there are days where I've been hungover. There are days where I have had my ego screaming in my ear that you have nothing to fucking say, and this is you just masturbating in front of a crowd. I have had days where I record and I can't even watch it right away because I'm a little bit like, ew. It is not easy. Sometimes it is easy, but a lot of times it is not easy. And sometimes I sit down like, holy shit, what the fuck? And if I just look inward, it's there. It's there. So, because all I'm really trying to do here is just tell the truth. Is tell the truth. And let people know that it's okay to just tell the truth, to be vulnerable, to have your heart open, to have your heart broken, to be a little broken and then build yourself up, to get stuck in the story and then pull yourself out. Those things I am telling you, I fall into story every day. I fall into those things that have formed us, of course, every day. It's just what you do after that occurs that matters. It's how you handle it daily that matters. So this is my plug for daily application. And first and foremost, to yourself and God. Because if you can't apply tender care to yourself in your relationship with God, it is impossible to make a shift. You'll be urging yourself through with grit and willpower, but that's not going to stick. It's just not, because you're going to have a really shitty, burnt out day and just not have it in you to show up, because we're human. But when you look for strength and help and aid outside yourself, something larger than yourself, you ask for guidance and you submit to some of that guidance, which is something that I struggle with every single time. That is when the gold is revealed on the daily. So what do you do every day? What do you do that's good for you, that nourishes you every day? I ask you to share that with me below. And I will see you tomorrow.